Good morning. Happy Saturday, everybody. Quenna here from Little Rock, Arkansas, and we have got a tremendous show for you today. Don't we, Sean Maloney?
We certainly do, Quenna. Excuse my microphone skills. We certainly do.
Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm so excited. I was telling them in the sound check this morning, I said, it's going to be Quenna and the three Europeans. You've got you've got this U.S. Southern Arkansas girl, and going to be with my friends. This is what Carrot Bars does, though. It's done for me. It's increased my friendships all across the world, and I absolutely love that. And
you know what they say, Quenna. You know what they say, don't you?
What?
You become the average of the 10 people you spend most time with. Yeah.
Hey. Exactly.
So if you want to change your people you hang around with.
That's right. And you can do it right here on Zoom. Thank God we have Zoom right now.
I know.
Oh my word. Well, y'all, it's such a big weekend. I mean, you know, one of the things I'm so excited about, I saw something this morning, which I think it was floating around yesterday too, that Carrot Bars has reached 1 million affiliates now. And that is a tremendous milestone that we've been working toward, and just so many awesome, wonderful things happening in the midst of the crisis. You know, the crisis of the coronavirus and everything. In a time where all of that is happening, we've got such wonderful things happening in our company and in our organization. And I don't know about you guys. But I know that my organization, that momentum is really, really going strong now. We're going to be talking about, starting a 90-day run. But first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Sean. Sean Maloney has become a really good friend. I really value, and talking about, hanging around the 10 people and you become like them. I think that, and really, I'm just gonna, we know that he's digital business masters. He's a Go Director Elite 3 in the organization. Y'all, it is amazing to me, just the knowledge that he's got, that he brings to us, that it's rather complex, but he makes it simple for us to understand. And that's his gift. And I appreciate everything that he does, and so many leaders right now that are, coming to the table, and regardless of whether they are in our organizations or regardless of whether I'm in your organization or not. I've never in Carrot Bars in almost 6 years that I've been with Carrot Bars, I've never seen such a gathering of the leaders coming together. To say that we're going to hold those arms up of Dr. Harold Seitz and his mission, that we see it's a tremendous need. And Sean, I want you to know that every single time that you say, I always say, Sean, you want to come on Saturday and help me? Do you want to come and speak or whatever? And never once have you said no. And I just appreciate that so much. And I'm so thrilled that you're helping me today.
Oh, my pleasure, Quenna. I appreciate those words. Yeah, well, we've got work to do, Quenna. There's an awful lot of people who need what we've got. So the very least we can do is give back, is be here and be honest with people about where we've come from and what we see from this project. So I'd work 24/7 if I could on this, Quenna, right now, because it's so important in my mind.
It is. It's very, very important. We have a solution for the world. There's no doubt. And but yeah, we've got a great segment today where we're going to have Bambos. We've got Shemin, Lakhani, and I think our big aim today is to let all of you guys know. And first of all, the Coffee with Quenna and Friends is every Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And it started out a couple of years ago just with my team to bring some clarity on, what you need to do to get my ether wallets, and just a training, making sure that as we started moving into this arena, that as we learned, that we would bring it to our team, and then just one by one, two by two, team by team, it started growing, and realized that we all needed to bond together and make sure it is a big time project where it's ever moving and developing, and not only that, but Sean, the whole crypto space, when we started out, it was totally different, like unregulated. There's just been a lot of changes, and what I think is so awesome, Sean, is that our company had, through all of the issues, Dr. Seitz has just continued to migrate and shift and do whatever it took in order to see this thing through. And now I feel like we're on the back end of that, and now we're ready to soar. And I think it's tremendous. And how all of that is coming into play right here on April the 11th, the beginning of a Carrot Bars month, everybody. And then also using the strategy of a 90-day run is amazing.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, they give us the focus. I mean, I always use the analogy. You can jump on a boat. I joke with Brian Cromley about this one. You can jump on a boat and head off into the Atlantic or head off into the Pacific, wherever you are. But if you haven't got your compass and you haven't got your sails set, you're just going to float around. So what you need to do is absolutely know where you're going to be headed and where you're going to be by a certain time. And that's what the 90 days are all about, Quenna. They empower people to set the sail, get on that boat, know where they're headed, and get everything tightly tuned so that they can be at a better place 90 days from when they started.
Yeah, that's right. And, like a lot of times, and you that have tried different, diets, or maybe a health plan or a workout plan or something like that, a 90-day run is really, really good because it gives you a burst of momentum. It gives you a great head start. And this is a strategy that Nitsa Nakos actually did specifically for my team at the very beginning. And I'll tell you, I had no experience in this type of industry, and really had no desire to do it. We love what we do. And so there really wasn't a thing of, having a desire to really build a massive business or anything. But what this showed me is that I had specific tasks to do. And as long as I was committed to that, and anybody can commit to 90 days. And, my big thing was, and I remember telling Joby and Brian and Nitsa, I remember saying, if I can carry a baby in my belly for 9 months, I can do a 90-day run. I can do this no matter how hard it is. And I wasn't going to, no giving up, absolutely no giving up. And I wonder how many people really have actually done that, because it's only a handful, even in my team, that they have stayed committed. But y'all, during this first 90-day run, the income that I made paid for 2 college tuitions for the fall of 2014. I earned 13 grams of gold through the system, not out of my pocket. I had 400 people in my organization at the end of that. We had a huge celebration, and it was huge. And I believe that because of this 90-day run that I did at the very beginning, I've done many since then, and I've led people through many. But I'll tell you, lots of people give up after about a week of people telling them no. They just, for whatever reason, but I'm telling you, you will be rewarded if you just keep on. We are a major solution for the world. And we need, all of us leaders are gathering, we're looking to develop and create more and more and more leaders to lead this massive project that we've got for the whole world. And so we've got a brand new Carrot Bars month. We have a brand new 90-day run. This will end July the 10th. And where will you be? Nitsa asked me a very important question. She said, Quenna, if your finances could be totally different in 90 days, could you commit to however many hours you have a day? Could you commit, just for 90 days, just to see what happens? And after that, I don't care what you do. but, I just want to make you a project and see if we can, do this. Johnny B. Scott was developed in this. Joby Gay was developed. Brian Cromley continued to develop our organization. Lynn Wheeler in my organization that has brought in tons of leaders in his organization. David and Eva Ferguson, Wendell Tosin. I mean, y'all, it goes on and on. Brian and Lisa Gilmartin. Huge. Jill Snyder. We had a mass, and the people that came in during that time, it was just, it was amazing. That's led it to where now almost 10,000 people in the organization. And I'm really, I've built not just by myself, but with my leaders, developing a team of goat savers. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But Sean, we were talking about, and here's where I want you to kind of mention this. We've got, we've got coffee with Quenna and friends every Saturday morning. We've got our huddles on Monday evenings. But you were talking about, we said we, for sure, because I don't have a slide for it, but we'll have it for next week. The different things with Brian Cromley and Alfie Alfie Pino that are doing, and I think that you're helping them. Is that right, on Wednesdays?
Yeah, the same type of mentality. We have to keep giving back, and we have to be here right now to answer any questions openly. So I've just popped in the chat, everyone, the weekly agenda now that you'll find VGRs all over the world. We've got the United States and Canada covered. We've got the whole of Europe covered, and Southeast Asia and Australia and New Zealand covered. So all the times are on there. All the different links you can see, they're all there. Every single day of the week, Monday through Sunday, you'll find 3 times a day a VGR taking place that you can take your people to, and we just explain it in 20 minutes. The very simple first step of what this organization represents. So I'd encourage you to take a note of that, take a copy of that. We will have, we've already got this going on to the Synergy calendar over this coming week, guys. So you'll pick it up on there. And obviously we have, we'll be reminding you on this call every single week as well. But yeah, we do enjoy, just very briefly, Quenna, myself, Brian Cromley and Alfie Pino, we get together at 11 a.m. every Eastern, every Wednesday, just for an open discussion about this project. Why we're here, where do we think it's headed, what's in the heart of what it's trying to achieve. And we open up at least 20 minutes of that call every single Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern, to questions, open questions. And people can ask us what they like. We're here, we're normal people. We're not here to push anything. We're not here to convince anybody. We're just here to tell people what we do, why we do it. I think that's particularly powerful in this climate right now, Quenna, which is why we're all stepping up and doing this. And plus the fact you've got billions of people sat at home right now. So, turn off the Netflix and come and get some financial education. You never know where it might take you.
That's exactly right. And I think that in this time of people being at home, it's such a wonderful time to increase the financial education. We've got good quality people that are doing it. Y'all, today, and this is a once a month training, but today at 1:00 p.m. Eastern is the ACES Bootcamp training. This is Dr. Greg Geary. So this is another, fabulous leader, knowledgeable, totally aware of what's going on in the economy right now, the global economy, and you don't want to miss it. It's at the same channel, synergygoteam.com, 1:00 p.m. Eastern, and you definitely don't want to miss it. And this is a big thing. So the calendar that Sean is talking about, if it's not updated, it will be updated, and then we'll have slides next week definitely to let y'all know all the different trainings and VGRs and everything that are going on. But it's synergygoldgroup.com. I spent some time on this site and the training. So if you haven't gone through the training yourself, you need to do that. But also as you're bringing in new affiliates, you need to send them to the training as well. But the thing that I want to point y'all to is last Saturday, Dr. Seitz did a presentation at the Let's Go Weekend virtual weekend. And you can go to synergygoldgroup.com. You'll see down there at the bottom the red announcement showing that you can listen to his presentation. Y'all, there's phenomenal things that he talked about about this project. And it was probably the most passionate and serious that I've heard Dr. Sykes speak. And I thought it was awesome. And you and I were talking about this, Sean, and we're not going to go into detail because we don't want to confuse. Today is going to be totally awesome. There's a lot of confusion around the classic cards and cash gold and the difference between the two and why and all of that. And we don't want to get into the details of the future of the project. For one thing, it's limited knowledge, but this is something that you dissected, and the verbalization of what you did, or the interpretation, was very good to me. And I just thought, and I want you to just speak for a couple of minutes about what your perception was of listening to that presentation, because it was awesome.
Well, yeah, it certainly was. I mean, we know Harold, he is a visionary, but what does that mean? I mean, how does that transpire? I mean, he'll come out with things that are at least a couple of years ahead of many of ours understanding. He did that with small amounts of classic gold. He did that with cash gold. He did that with Carrot Pay. He's now done it with KBC, voice over blockchain. So, we're used to Harold being ahead of us, but what he pulled out of the bag last week, whether this is something he's always had in his vision, or whether this is him taking a shift because of the way the world now has suddenly moved, and it has literally suddenly moved. He's now given us an incredible an ability, and all I can do, Quenna, in my own mind, is liken it to a phenomenon that I know in the US you call community banks, in the Europe we call them cooperative banks. Maybe different terminologies in different parts of the world, but these are basically banking institutions owned by the people in the community, where that money is the source, okay? And that money is used by the community. So it can be used by a farm in the community to purchase some equipment, but it's the community's money that the farmer's using to create value in the community that then pays back the borrowing to go back to the community, as well as having the farming products to feed the community. So the way I liken what he's talking about, and we are looking for more information and everything else, but the very fact that we, as owners of a principle called univals are basically 1/10 of a gram of gold that are digitalized. Okay, so you access these things through cash gold acquisition, and you putting those univals to work inside that community bank that's managed on the blockchain, that then is distributed globally into individuals, businesses, and he even alluded to governments, means that you become the source of the money, and you're able to do good with that money based on the foundation of gold, basically a private gold standard. Now, where that goes and how it all shakes out in terms of how we actually use that, we'll find out in due course. But I just think that is phenomenal, the way that he's now taken this to a whole other level. And the way that all works is on the blockchain, and the way that that's powered is through KBC. So it's no coincidence this week, Quenna, that first of all, we've shaken off the monkey off our back. We had those false wallets hanging around us. We had people dumping coins on us, every little glimmer of good news. Yeah, that's been happening since the 4th of July last year. Harold makes his official statement last week, and that's good news. That's what CEOs are supposed to do. They bring good news to markets. And we've seen the result of that in terms of confidence going back in. KBC has been a top 10 gainer on CoinMarketCap all week. It's been in the top 10, So that's because of good news. But on top of that, you've now got the early shoots of just this small community we have of 1 million people now. It's only a small community, and probably most of those aren't active. They've just been people who have come into the projects over the years. But the point still remains that just with that small community doing what it does, moving cash gold and starting to use some of the basic functions of this ecosystem, you see the effect it has, okay? And that's what I've always called driving it, not riding it. This isn't a pension plan. Our job is to be out there doing this, having adult communications with other adults who want to take some level of control through asset acquisition and leverage. And there's no better way of doing that than gold. And I think that's what the world is waking up to. I really do. And I think Harold's positioning this project in front of that.
Yeah.
I think that it's going to become impossible for there not to be some sort of shift, whatever that looks like economically. Yeah. And we just happen to be pushing against the bow of that process when it comes to us taking position in cash gold, taking position in KBC, so that we can provide that to the world in the ecosystems that Harold has given us. So I'm absolutely fascinated about it. I'm watching with as much anticipation and glee as everybody else, but I'm not sat on my laurels. Joby did an excellent overview last week, guys, with regards to how you accumulate cash gold inside this ecosystem by helping other people to do the same thing. That's called matching bonuses within the multi-packs, okay? So cash gold is a very important gateway conduit for you to leverage into other assets via Univol on Carrotbit. Yeah, you can move into KBC, you can move into vaults, you can move into all sorts of different things on Carrotbit through cash gold. Okay, that's a very important premise to understand. What you're going to be hearing today is the other pillar of this system, which is classic gold, and the power of accumulating classic gold, or legacy gold as we call it, that also creates you cash flow. And what do we do with that cash flow? We push it back into things like cash gold to increase our ability to leverage into other parts of this ecosystem. And just owning Univols in the not too distant future will give you the ability to create what we call passive income. So that's I'm hoping, that's coming across as simple as possible, Quenna, but that's how I see it. There's a big picture going on above, and our job is to underpin it. And we basically become the owners of the community bank through the blockchain by owning cash gold into Univol that creates owners of that principle, a reward that we can then ultimately act as the owner of the money supply. It's like the Fed Reserve is the owner of the money supply for fiat. That's how I see it, Quenna.
Yeah, so it's very, very strong, and it's very fascinating, and it's worth us sticking close to the development of this, and also bring people into this private. It's really a private monetary system, and the whole ecosystem where we can make the full picture of being able to acquire gold and be able to diversify that within different avenues there through the blockchain and the different programs that we have through that for increase. I love that, where you can put your money to work and it works hard for you. And then we've got people such as Sean Maloney that can help bring clarity in, and he's not the only one. I mean, we've got beautiful, wonderful leaders that help to bring that clarity and guide us on what we need to do. And man, I feel just so honored and so privileged to be a part of this. And I'm very excited about these two guests that we've got on today. They've never been on the coffee session before, so this is, it's totally awesome. But Go Director Elite 3, both of them are Go Director Elite 3s, meaning they're building an organization. They're at the top of the ranking system in Karatbars. They've been around for a while. But first, I'm going to introduce Bambos Charalambous. And he did an ACES training that was phenomenal. And he's going to share just a portion of that, but it's developing a strong why, because all of us have got to have that. And it's very, very awesome. But he joined Karatbars in 2017. He currently has an affiliate base of 2,500 people. He's been in network marketing, though, for over 10 years. He's a public speaker, and you'll be able to tell. He's a public speaker, business coach, and mentor. He's married, and he has 4 kids, and he's the head of his church's men's ministry and his heart. And it's amazing, because when you're around people, when they truly have a heart to help people, and to serve people. You can just sense it, you just know. But it's to help and serve people, to educate them to save in gold and to become financially free. And so we're very kindred in that. So Bambos, I want you to come on, and then Sean, your sponsor is Shemin, right?
She absolutely is, and I'm absolutely delighted to introduce Shemin on the Coffee with Quenna. Again, an equally huge heart. I've known Shemin now and Rafe, her husband, probably for 4 or 5 years now. We've been in this space. You know, it's a great example of us learning to expand our the people we know and the people we trust and the people we like to be around. And she's taught me so much. I am completely indebted to Shemin and Rafe for not giving up on me with this realization of what gold is as a foundation of choice. She pestered me for the best part of 2 years. She put up with me doing all my due diligence on this. It took the best part of a year on top. And then we got together and we now operate 2113, but she's never, ever, ever gives up. And what I really like about it is Shemin and Rafe live in a country that has actually experienced what it is to have your financial life completely disrupted. She lives in Greece, and they went through this back in 2012, just as, you know, many of us may be experiencing over the coming years in the wider world. So there's nobody with the amount of experience and real life knowledge of what Shemin has. So listen very carefully, guys. She knows exactly what she's talking about, and she's incredibly passionate about the classic gold piece of this project. You really should listen very hard to what she's got to say.
Yes, and she showed me this week her spreadsheet. You want to talk about a spreadsheet? This is going to be awesome. So guys, we're so happy. I want you both to say hey, and then Bambos, you're going to go first, and then we're going to hand it over to Shemin after you, and we're gonna stay on with you guys, but we want you to take the floor, but both of you say hi, and then we'll turn it over to Bambos to talk to us.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, you Bambos.
Hey Shemin. Can't wait to keep hearing your amazing ability to be able to explain the power of gold, Shemin. Doesn't matter how many times I hear it, it just really reinforces and cements the heart of what Karatbars is all about. Even more so because I think it got lost in translation when we had the cryptocurrency, that the heart of what Karatbars is doing is about gold. So yeah, can't wait to hear it again, Shemin.
Thank you, Bambos. And I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody who is here watching us. And also, of course, to say thank you to Sean, because no matter what he said about me, what I have to say about Sean is that he was very polite, and he gave me his time every single week so I could talk to him. And it was a mastermind we were doing, but each time we masterminded, I brought in the gold piece. But he was open, he gave me his time, he was very generous with his time. And without that, it's possible I might not have been able to sue him for so long, because sometimes it's very difficult if somebody says no or pushes you away to keep nagging them, right? You leave it to 6 months or something. But Sean was always open. And today, it's like a dream come true. What we want as leaders is to create and have leaders who do better than you. And this is exactly what Sean is doing. Sean is shining the light on Karatbars, the Karatbars business. And I joke with him, and I always say that, Sean, you are now eating, sleeping, dreaming, and doing whatever else with Karatbars, because I don't think he ever sleeps. And that's basically, I wanted to thank you so much for inviting me here. You have been an inspiration. And in the early days when I first joined, it was people like yourself and the other leaders who started before me who I looked up to at the time. So you have been my great teacher and great mentor. Only you didn't know I was following you. That's all. I thank you for having me here. It's such a delight, and I feel so honored to be here. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, we're so excited that you both are here. And Bambos, you know, I listened to your ACES training, and man, how powerful that it was. And so, yeah, we want to turn this over to you. And you know, you have a huge word to tell everybody, and I think it's awesome.
Fantastic. You know, Quenna, thank you again for, you know, for blessing me to come on today. And hi, ladies and gentlemen, again. And it's unbelievable to see how many people were here for Quenna's Coffee with Friends. And it's just a testament that how many incredible leaders we have in Carrot Bars, but sometimes people lose the point of what Carrot Bars is about, in terms of not just about the saving in goal, because that's the heart of everything, but it's about everybody can get to where we are. But for most people, they don't believe that they can have that, or sometimes people think they're not worthy of achieving the levels that we've achieved. But ladies and gentlemen, you've got to understand that we're just ordinary people like you who have the heart to help and serve people. And above all that, I said it yesterday on Martin's VGR. You know, we're just ordinary people doing extraordinary things. But why is it that some people are so successful in Carrot Bars and other people aren't successful? Because the bottom line is this: it's the same website that we have access to. It's the same back office we have access to. It's the same 24 hours that we all have. But the difference is because the people who shine and who soar in Carrot Bars know their true why. And the other people don't. Now, that might sound a contradiction in terms, because we all have a why. But by the time, hopefully, I finished an example of this, because we're actually going to do a live example, just like I did on the ACES bootcamp, where I did 3 live examples. We're going to do 1 live example today of the why in action. But you'll truly see the power of learning this skill. This is one of the most important skills to learn when you start your Carrot Bars business. It's no coincidence that when you go on to Nitsa's My Gold Rush training, the first part on there is your goal setting and your why. Because your why coupled with your belief, because you have to believe. You have to have Carrot Bars in your hearts and your minds and your head, that this is going to set you financially free, or time freedom, or whatever your big true why actually is. Because without that, along with the focus, as Sean mentioned earlier about the compass setting, there's a whole plan of what you do, but it starts with the why. So what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is actually show you the power of this. Because as I mentioned just now, everyone has a why, but not their true why. Because if your true why, it will get you out of bed. It will drive you to go through the hard times, no matter how many times you might say that you want to give up. Because trust me, a lot of people, and sometimes I've doubted, sometimes it's been difficult for me with my journey, with the trials and tribulations that me and my family have had to go through. But the one true constant is I've never gave up. I never ever gave up. And the why, your true why, with belief together, is how you're going to kickstart your business, whether you're just joined, or whether you're a potential business partner, or whether you've been in the business but it hasn't worked for you. Every single leader in Carrot Bars has their true burning why. So what I want to do is actually do this live with someone who I haven't actually done this before, because I do this quite a bit online. So in the chat room there, if there's someone who I don't even know, actually would be even better if possible, if there is anybody that could volunteer that we haven't personally met yet, that would love to do the why, please can you put it in the chat. And Quenna, if you could actually choose someone who actually puts their name down, that'd be fantastic. Let's have a look.
Okay, let's see. I see there is a Harry Erickson, is that right? That says that they would be willing. Now, what do they need to do? Like raise their hand, or?
no, if Harry's still up for doing this, then yeah, definitely we'll unmute Harry and put his video on as well, Quenna, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
Perla, can you help us with that? Let's see here. Okay, so we got a hand up there.
Yeah, so Harry's agreed, Perla. So yes, if we could please, it's I'm not sure if that's Eckerson or Ericsson. So obviously Harry will enlighten on that one.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, this is Harry.
Yeah, Harry. Hi, Harry. Thank you very much for putting your name forward. Can we also put the video on for Harry if that's possible as well?
Hang on a second. Hello.
Hello.
You hear me fine?
I can hear you fine, Harry.
Let me see. Let me get my visual here. Hang on a second. And the last name is Eckerson, by the way.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Harry. Thank you. If we can't put Harry on video, don't worry, because, ladies and gentlemen, you can actually do this over the telephone, on Zoom, on Skype, face-to-face, as long as you're talking to each other. I personally prefer it if I can see people, but I've done this literally hundreds of times over the telephone. So if we can't unmute Harry or get Harry's video camera working, don't worry, Harry, it's not a problem.
Okay.
But I just want to double check. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you just fine.
Yeah, excellent, lovely. Now, how long have you been in Carrot Bars for, Harry, first of all?
A little over a year.
Yeah, right, okay. How's it going for you?
Well, you know, I've just never been able to focus my energies, you know, for an extended period of time to really get things into momentum phase.
Right, okay. Without going into too much specifics, is that because you're busy with work, you've got a family? What just very, very, in literally about 10 words, what actually has caused your problem to not be able to get this off the ground?
I think I'm just scared. Honestly.
No. Yeah,
I don't think I have any real excuses. I mean, it's all they are is excuses. I know I'm capable and I can be a leader in this business. I love the whole program, what's going on, and I'm very passionate about it. I just can't seem to extend that for a period of time, and I get off track very easily.
Right, okay. So none of this has been this is the first time I've actually spoken to Harry, but this is a classic example, ladies and gentlemen, of how a lot of people are in Carrot Bars, where it's not because they don't have the confidence, it's because they're scared, whether that's to talk to people or they're scared of talking to people because they're worried in case if they ask questions after they've sent the information video has gone out, that they're going to ask questions that they can't answer. Whatever the reason why Harry is scared, it's fine, because the why will counteract whatever fears you have. So Harry, what I want you to do here is be someone who's not in Carrot Bars. So okay. you basically know nothing about Carrot Bars. But before I start this, I just want to reiterate to people, this is where the why, I learned this through personal development. Personal development, and when I saw this, it's from a gentleman called Alan P's Questions Are the Answers. Literally, the light bulb just went off inside me, and I just ran with learning how to do this. You do this whenever someone either says no to watching a video, or yes, they've watched the video, but they just want to be savers in gold, but they don't want to look at the business. They've joined the business, they bought their business pack but haven't got started, or they've fallen by the wayside for whatever reason. But so you do this why as soon as any one of those objections come up, as well as when you're doing the My Gold Rush training, the first part, Gold Explode, where you're writing down your goals and your why, you even bring it in then as well. So if the why hasn't been done up to that point, you have to do the why at some point in the process, but normally it's because there's an objection. So as soon as someone says no, or in Harry's case here, he's worried and scared, this is how you start off. You don't need to write this down, ladies and gentlemen, because obviously this is being recorded. But also, if you go on to my Gold Rush training on part 3, Nitz has put all the ACES boot camps on there. My one is the one that comes in November. So you'll see the recording of it. So just watch and listen, everybody. Watch and listen. So, Harry, so you've joined the business and you say, oh, no, sorry, you've said that, you know, you don't want to watch the video. But in your case, we'll take it straight with here that you're scared. So, Harry, are you ready?
Yes.
Great, excellent. Okay. So, Harry, you know, I understand that you're scared. You know, I totally get that because, believe it or not, I was the same. You know, there's things I didn't understand, the things I wasn't sure about. I was worried about, you know, would people believe what I'm doing? I've been involved in other businesses, and you know, people think, oh no, not again. But Harry,
I can relate to that.
Brilliant, fantastic. But these are 3 words that you start with, ladies and gentlemen, straight away, and that's just, I'm just curious. I'm just curious to get a better understanding, Harry, of what the most important thing is for you, for your life, what your number 1 priority is. So I'm going to ask you 5 things. They're all important, and they do cross over, some of them, but you can only choose one of these things. So which one of these 5 things is your number 1 priority at the minute, Harry? Is it to have 1, financial freedom, 2, to have a business, 3, to have a pension, 4, to give money to good causes or to a church if you've got faith, or to a charity, or 5, is it to have time freedom, where basically you're going to sack the boss and you're going to spend the rest of your life with the people that matter to you most, which is your family and friends. So they're all important, but you can only choose one: financial freedom, business, pension, church, charities, or time freedom. Which one of those is your number 1 priority, Harry? Which one's important for you?
Time freedom.
Time freedom, fantastic, excellent, great stuff. So what does time freedom mean to you, Harry?
Well, it would mean that I would be able to travel to wherever, whenever I wanted to. I would be able to help people that I cared about. I'd be able to support causes that I'm passionate about.
Lovely, excellent.
I would be able to take care of my family for generations.
Brilliant, fantastic. Thank you, Harry. Okay, so to be able to do all those things that you just mentioned, be able to help your family for good causes, to be able to do the things that you wanted to do, how much money a month would you need, Harry, to do everything it is that you said that you want to do? You've got all your expenses paid for, all your bills at home, and everything on top with what you've just said. How much money a month would you need? Are you from America or Canada?
America.
America, okay. So how many dollars a month would you actually need, Harry, to have everything that you want to do?
Well, in today's dollar value, about 100,000 a month.
Right, okay, so great, you've gone in big, fantastic, love it. I love it when people go in big, fantastic, great stuff. So, okay, so with that 100,000, Harry, talk to me. Harry, remember though, you're not in carrot bars, so you're not aware that you can potentially earn a substantial amount of money. So would you have said that if you weren't in carrot bars?
Absolutely.
Brilliant, excellent, good, love you already. So talk to me about the $100,000 a month. How would you use that 100? Sorry, was that a year or a month?
A month.
A month, perfect. How would you use that 100,000?
Well, first of all, I'd get completely out of debt. The
Okay.
second thing I'd do is take care of some projects that my wife really likes to want to have.
Okay, like what are those projects, Harry? What are they?
She's very into plants and she wants a very large greenhouse.
Fantastic. Okay.
Matched to our house. Probably the greenhouse would be bigger than the house, actually.
Okay.
So.
Now, is this just for your home, or is it to actually expand as a business?
No, just for home, just have people over and nice place to be, you know, amongst the plants. Kind of like our little jungle in the backyard, you know, self-contained.
Fantastic. Excellent. Great stuff. Okay. So we've got the bills paid for. We've got the plants for your wife, because that's one of the projects. What other projects does she have in mind?
We have another project that's probably about $150 million to help a community out that we really have a passion for. help develop the community with some things that they need.
Okay.
That's a real big one, I guess.
That's a huge one. So is that already is that something that you and your wife have created, or is it something that you're partly involved in through another group actually?
It's partly through my son in a community that he lives in, and we're trying to promote some community development there with some commercial development projects.
Okay.
So
we
we've got some very big dreams.
Right. So you're trying to reach 150 million.
Yes.
Yeah, great stuff.
Now, that may not be all of our money, but have the ability to put that kind of project together with some of our own funding.
Right. Fantastic. Hence the 100,000. Great. Okay. Brilliant. So now I can see why you're dreaming big. I can see why you're dreaming. Excellent. Great stuff. So we've got the expenses, we've got the plants for home, we've got this massive community project that you're trying to help your son with, which is absolutely incredible. And what about for you, Harry?
For me,
what would you also love to do with that £100,000?
You know, what's interesting is personally, I don't have a lot of needs for stuff. My whole thing is if I can get things that allow other people to be happy, that's great. But personally, I don't need a lot. But what I really would love to have is the freedom to travel a lot.
Right.
And
okay.
to support my kids in some things that they're involved with, that they're passionate about.
Okay. So
and give to
causes.
causes.
About the traveling. Talk to me about the traveling, Harry. Where would you love to travel that you haven't got to yet?
Everywhere, and all over the world.
Okay.
New Zealand, Australia, Asia, Africa, you name it.
So New Zealand, Australia, Africa, and what was the fourth one?
New Zealand. All over the world.
No, I need you to be specific. So you said 3. There was a fourth one, or was that all over the world? The fourth
Well,
one?
I'd like to go back to Israel again as well.
Israel, right? Amazing. Wow. So we've got New Zealand and Australia, Africa. Any particular part of Africa, especially?
Oh, probably the southern part. Yeah, I really was looking forward to that trip to South Africa with Carapace. That would have been fun.
Amazing, fantastic. Would you take your family with you to all these trips?
Yeah, I'd take as many as I could afford to handle with me. So.
No. Remember what we said. You've got all the money that you need.
Okay.
You've gone straight for the jugular and gone to 100,000, because normally we do that. We get that at the end for most people. Most people only start off with $3,000-5,000. You've gone right for the jugular and gone right big straight away, which is amazing. So you've got the money. You've got £100,000 a month coming in. So, so to ask the question again, would you take your family with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. First class or economy class?
I'll probably just go economy. I'd still like to stay with the regular folks.
No, that's fine. That's fine, because it's your choice. Yeah, amazing. Would you stay in 5-star hotels when you're there?
Probably, yeah. My wife likes that.
Yeah.
I personally prefer primitive camping, but you know, I could be comfortable that way. I like outdoor adventures myself, so that's another one of my bucket lists. Doing some.
Okay. Outdoor adventures where? What, in South Africa as well, or somewhere different?
I'll probably do some mountain climbing. You know, if I can stay physically fit, you know, and to do that. And physical fitness is important to me, and having the resources to keep myself in physical shape is always good.
Fantastic.
So,
where would you love to go to?
Well, South America, Alaska.
Alaska, fantastic. Brilliant.
I don't think I want to go to bed or anywhere like that, but there's some great mountains just over on this side of the world. So
fantastic. And then you mentioned about helping your sons. How would you help them?
Well, he's
involved. You said one of them with the community project. Yeah. Yeah. He's
got big dreams too, and I'd like to be able to support him not only with the dollars but with my time, you know, hands-on in some of his projects that he does.
Fantastic.
He's an architect, engineer, and he designs things, and I like construction work too. So just for fun.
Just brilliant. Got it. Okay. And the community project aside, which is absolutely massive, is there anything else that sits on your heart, Harry, that you'd love to help and support?
I'd like to support my faith community also in a big way.
In what way?
Just be able to support financially, projects that they're involved with.
Okay. Projects such as?
Just raising funds for whatever is needed.
Okay. Is there anything that you know at the moment that they're trying to get off the ground that you would love to help with?
No, nothing in particular, no.
Okay, but you just want to know that £100,000, right? Okay. So the question I'm going to ask here, Harry, is you've got some huge. You've got the biggest wires I've ever come across.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I personally don't think 100,000 is enough, but we'll keep it to 100,000 a month.
Okay.
Here. Yeah. Okay. So Harry, here's the thing. So if we can just recap, what you've said to me is that you want to help your family, your wife, your sons, your church community. Your wife, she loves plants and she wants to have the most beautiful plants all over the house and in the home and outside, inside and outside. Your son's got this vision of this huge community project that needs £150 million to complete it all, which is amazing, absolutely amazing. You said that you'd love to travel, and you want to go to Australia, to New Zealand, to Africa, especially South Africa, staying in 5-star hotels, but also because you're an outdoor person, love mountain climbing, you'd love to actually do mountain climbing on the outdoors, which is what your passion is as well as supporting your church and your faith by being able to give money to whatever projects that come up that need funding. You know that the £100,000 a month that you've got is actually going to help you fund that. So Harry, here's the thing. What would your life be like if you didn't have that £100,000 a month to do all the things that sits on your heart, your big whys that you've just shared with us here today? What would your life be like, and how does it make you feel?
Well, I deal with this every day. I mean, it's just, it's always there, right in the forefront of my mind. It's I gotta take advantage of this opportunity. It's, to me, it fits everything about me, what I'm about, and it's a perfect fit for me. And I just feel like I'm letting myself down when I'm not taking advantage of this and making the most of it. So that I grapple with that every day.
Yeah, but remember, you're not in carrot bars at the minute yet. That's
no.
that. Yeah. Okay. Oh no, you are actually. No, we are. So
I've been dealing with this.
So you're grappling. Yes. My apologies.
I've been dealing with this since other businesses I've been in. Same thing. But this, to me, this business has way, way, way more opportunity than anything I've ever seen. So to me, the possibilities of what I mentioned are possible because I feel that we have the global solution now, and it's so. But I'm sorry I got off track there a little bit.
No, you haven't. Okay. So so Harry, here's the thing. You said that you feel really bad. You don't feel good in yourself because you know that the potential of what carrot bars you have in your hands here. So Harry, look, if we can show you how to build this business the right way, that will stop you from being scared, and that will get you to this big dream that you have of getting to 100,000 a month. And trust me, to get that will take some doing, but you will get there. But with the help and support of the people above you who truly have your interest at heart, would you be prepared to actually now put the marker in the sand and start again and let everybody help you to do this the right way?
Yeah, I already wrote on a piece of paper. I'm in on this 90 days. This is it for me.
Excellent. Fantastic. So Harry, thank you very much for sharing the information. But don't just go just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, normally we don't get a huge why like Harry's just done here. And we've done it from the perspective of that Harry's actually acknowledged that he's scared. So this is now how you actually speak to someone that's in the business. So with Harry, it's just about getting to the root bottom of what's causing Harry the problems here. But his why has become massive. But when we were talking, Harry was very closed in his answers. I've noticed in the chat room that people have put that what I was doing was delving deeper, keep summarizing, delving deep, until eventually Harry opened up to actually answer what exactly he wanted to do. So that is actually quite a common situation, that you have that most people can't even think past the next hour, let alone think about what they want for their future. So when you get situations where it's people that you're meeting for the first time that aren't involved in Carrot Bars, because obviously Harry sees the potential of what Carrot Bars is, so that's a blessing that Harry actually sees that. But normally what you're going to have is situations where people are being closed like this. Sometimes you will meet people who will open up, massively so, but normally it's closed. So you've got to keep digging and dig until they open up, and then they open up and explain what it is that they actually want. And then at the end, it will be exactly what Harry was saying about how he felt, and then you end it by saying to the prospect, for example, if it's someone new, so if I can show you that there's a business that can give you that £100,000 a month, would you be open-minded to having a look at what this business is about? And everybody says yes, and then you send the video out to people to watch. Or if they've said they want to be just savers but not do the business, now they're going to turn it around, because now they do want to do the business, because they now know what they actually want with their lives, and they're ready to start the business. So that's the point of the why, ladies and gentlemen. It's because most people just say they only want money to pay the bills, to look after their family. It tells you nothing. It tells you absolutely nothing. And that's the problem. That's the reason why most people lose sight of where Carrot Bars is going to be their vehicle to set them financially free, by saving in gold and building a team and changing other people's lives. You've got to dig deep into people's whys. It starts off with your whys, but you and your team learn this skill to then do exactly what I've just demonstrated this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And I promise you, if you learn this skill, it changes everything. And the best way to learn it is to do it in pairs, to practice together, to actually do the why. So Harry, thank you, my friend. Well, oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear how things are going with the project that you're doing, and with the faith stuff that you're doing as well, and your holidays that you're going to get to, and the outdoor one as well, because I'm an outdoorsy person as well. I do lots of mountain biking. So Harry, thank you so much for sharing that huge why that you actually have. It's absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much, Bambos, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right, you will.
Hey, Bambos, and Harry, thank you so much for coming on. This is very, very powerful. It's powerful for the person sharing their why, to make them verbally or verbalize what their why is, but it's also good for us as leaders and for us that are building this organization and bringing people in, because let me tell you something, it's in those times that person that we're working with gets discouraged or whatever, and we say, do you remember that why? This is why it's worth you going through this, because we all go through these times. But it is, I keep my why in front of me. Bambos, that was awesome. But yes, it was amazing. And now I want us to move, because I think it's a perfect time to now move into Shemin's aspect, because she can show us how. All right, let's keep on this why thing of Harry's, okay? And let's look now at what we can bring to the table with the actual action steps, or what our plan can do. Shemin, don't you think it would be awesome for you to to now move right into that, and let's stay on Harry and say, okay, we've had somebody that shared their why with us. Now let's give them a plan. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh my word, as I was listening to Harry, and I was thinking, what a huge dream he has. And one of the things that I have learned from people who coach people is that the majority of people, when you go deeper into their why, it's always about serving others. It's never so much about themselves. It's always about serving others. And I think it's by divine situation that both Bambos and I are on the same call and not on different days. Because Bambos, my why was literally determined for me in 2010 when Greece went into its austerity measures, and I realized the importance of gold. I was listening to people who were telling us that anytime the situation could have got really bad worldwide financially, nobody expected the QE that was happening. And I learned enough to know that people needed to own gold. And my team in Greece will tell you, when I started, that was all I cared about. When I was talking to Sean, and it took me 2 years, that's all I cared about. I wanted Sean to have more than his real estate and other businesses. I wanted to make sure he had a hedge. And to be honest, my why was so powerful. I'm lucky I met Harold Sykes, because it took me 4 years to meet him after a lot of prayer. But I was willing to do anything in order to achieve my why. And literally, I went to learn online marketing. I spent $10,000 in coaching. I spent another about $10,000 to learn and to market and to practice, including the picture you see of me having authored a book with Dr. Joe Vitale. It was all about me being able to promote carrot bars, and it cost me quite a chunk to be able to do that, so that I could gain some authority to be able to talk about the goal. About gold, what Carrot Bars is offering. And so when Harry comes and talks about his why, I can tell you guys, I wish I had this path before Carrot Bars, but thankfully I was a saver, which in a way is the biggest part, the foundation of Carrot Bars business is all about saving. What I didn't know is I was always a saver. I'd learned it from my grandmother. What I hadn't learned is the importance of saving in the right thing, which is gold. So I was saving in fiat currencies. Thankfully, at the time, I had the fiat currency to be able to go learn about Carrot Bars. My biggest why was people being protected. And people will know always, I'm known as a person who talks about gold more than anything else, because I really, truly, truly believe this is the most important thing every human being can, should own some of, which is why I resonate with Harold. So I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show Harry how it is possible to make his 1.2 million a year. Okay, but Harry, the thing is, like Bambos said, it's not going to be that simple overnight, but it is simple if you were to follow this plan that I'm going to share with you. Plus, you must use your upline directors and others to help you, so that till you are ready to get your message out really strongly to people, you've got somebody else to help you do that. So I'm going to show, and this, guys, I wasn't going to quite share big numbers with you all, okay? But Harry has just made it easy for me to do that. So basically, what it's all about, it's the fundamental part of our business. Pay yourself first, take your money and put it into gold, so that you can hedge against inflation or anything else that comes about. And if we're going to hyperinflation, your gold will just be able to give you so much more, not only for you, your family, you'll be able to leave it as a legacy. So for you, Harry, I don't know if you already have a business package, but if you haven't, I'm going to highly recommend that you would come in at a VIP. That's very important. Guys, I wasn't going to talk about business packages, but for Harry's sake, I'm going to do that, because I want to show Harry the possibility. And Harry, you need to be willing to do what it takes to not only make your 1.2 million income possible, but at the same time, hopefully, with the rest of what Carrot Bar's ecosystem is, be able to also have a percentage of that 150 million you need to help your son with his project. Okay, so the idea is you're going to come into this, you get a you're already in Carabas, you're going to get a VIP package if you don't already have one. You want to make a commitment to get 5 people minimum directly yourself into the business. And if you can introduce them to your upline directors so that you can help them determine a why, exactly like Bambos helped you determine yours. So you can determine how much they need to make. And let's say that because maybe not everybody can come in at a VIP, you're going to do your best to get your 5 people in at a gold package, okay? So I'm going to say that they're going to come in at a gold package. So if you look here, we're going to say it's your package, you're bringing in people at a gold package, okay? Now you want to save gold, that's for sure. That's what this is all about. But you're going to save a minimum of 1 gram per week. Now, you want to encourage your people to do the same. And how are you going to do that? At the moment, it's so easy to do it with what's going on with all the shutdowns, businesses in trouble, people losing jobs. We don't know how it will be on the other end. Price of gold going up. People are beginning to understand about gold. For people to save a gram a week is going to be something that they will do when they see how they can get not only that, but a really good income out of it, okay? Now, for you, you want to bring in, and my Excel spreadsheet doesn't go more than 5 people. So you need to bring in 5 people. So you're going to come in at your VIP package, get your 5 people to get a gold package, if possible, at a minimum. We can't force people to do that. You're going to save 1 gram of gold a week, and you're going to teach your people why they need to save a gram of gold a week. Now, if you look here, guys, when I did this, I set up this spreadsheet, my husband did, in 2015 when we only had the business packages. So these prices are business packages, okay? But we know we've got a better way now with multi-packages to earn more gold. But for this purposes, we'll just talk about business packages, but the commissions will work similar. It's just that the price of package will be different, so a little bit the commissions will be different. Package. So say you came in with your VIP and you started saving in gold. Let's look at this as your profit and loss, okay? So you are a little out of pocket because you've now got a business with it, okay? Now, everybody in network marketing, in Carabas affiliate marketing, we all understand it's all about duplication. So I'm not going to go through every level. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to say you bring in your 5 people, you're going to work with your upline directors, and together with them, you're going to help them bring their 5 in and then their 5 in. So we are working on the 5 by 5 by 5 by 5, and we are down to the fourth level, okay? 4th generation. Now, if you look at it at that time, I want you to look at everybody saving a gram a week. So this is the section which is the autosave. So your team has already saved altogether 237,000 euros worth of gold. You yourself have only saved, and you know, it's not an expense because really you're just exchanging paper money to gold, just 1,035. But as a team, through duplication, you've saved that. With Carabas, we do earn a passive income. So even if you were to stop here, but your team continued saving on a monthly basis, you will get a monthly passive income. And that payout here, the residual, is 6,659 euros per month, okay? But you've got a business position, your people are coming in with the business position, so you are also earning the dual team payouts as a VIP. So if you look here, you have accumulated a total commission of already 80,000, but that doesn't still make up for your 100,000 a month. So we know that for you, for your business, for your why, for your goals, you just need to work that little harder. Some people would be happy with a 6,000 passive a month, and they would just do the gold savings and get that. And they would be very happy to earn the dual team commissions that they want. So for you, we just turn around and say, you need to go down another 6th level, 7th level. So let's go down to 6 levels. Okay, as you bring in and continue building, remember you only brought in your 5. Now you're working team building and you're helping them. By the time you duplicate to the 6th level, your team has saved over 5 million in gold. And your passive income from that is 166,000. And look at that. Your total accumulated commission now is 1,744,000, which kind of helps you achieve your goal of what you want. So basically for you, what you need to do is get serious. You know now, you have a game plan. You know now it is so possible for you to be able to do this just through team building. We are not talking about the ecosystem, what Sean was talking about, what Harold Seitz had talked about, the value of the coin going up and everything else. Hopefully you will be doing those things too at the same time. And can you see how maybe you could get a little percentage of that 150 million you need to help your son get started with his vision and his goal? Because more than likely that 150, some of it you would probably have, you might be doing, what's the word? You go out and look for other people to actually move into and help us build something like that. Maybe you'll get a loan from somewhere, you know, something else, or you would continue building this business. Because when you go down, and guys, I don't normally show big figures like this, it's scary, but this one here, we have a goal, that's a big one. So we're going to go, if you go down 8 generations, you're making a lot of commissions, okay? So it is possible. Now, of course, we do know not everybody will have that big vision you do. So you will be working to help people achieve what they want, not what you want, what they want. So you will just monitor your business and you'll just be sure, do you need to, maybe the others don't want to make that kind of money. Do you need to just increase the number of people you bring in directly to say 10 and help them all bring 5 each in or 3 each in? But you could monitor it and you could actually create a game plan for yourself. Okay, so I'm going to now just stop this big money. Now I'm just going to talk about just anybody who comes into this and is just saving gold and bringing people in, because it's all about team building. I'm going to take it smaller now and say you brought in 5 people, you were saving a gram a week. We are teaching people why they need gold. You haven't got a business package, nothing else. You're just saving a gram a week. What you can do is bring that 5 people into the business, duplicate down to 5 generations if you want, and you can see your passive income is 33,333. But because we also on dual team commissions, and that is almost $1 million saved in your business, you will also be earning some dual team commissions. So overall, accumulated total, the commission is over 40,000. Go down a little less. It really depends on what you want as an individual, what your why is. And we can just literally say, you know, I'm happy here. I'm okay, I can't seem to go down less than 5 generations right now. But guys, do you see what is so important, how this works? Now think about it. People have come in, we are helping people. All they're doing is protecting themselves for their long-term future. And all they're doing is exchanging. Look what they exchanged. 1,279 euros, 1 a week over this period of time. That's all. And it's not even an expense. They just exchanged it. But look what they made in total, 41,457 euros. Can you see, guys, what would you do with that? What could you do with that? If you think about it as, boy, 41,000, I could get more gold, or I could do something else, or I can actually enjoy the rest of the ecosystem and get that money to make more money for you. So I just want to stop sharing and come back here to show people, guys, it is so possible to make the kind of income we're thinking of. It takes saving a gram a week. It takes bringing 5 people in, having that strong why, so no matter what happens, you keep at it. Because you know why? You know it's possible. It took me 4 years of talking about gold before I found Charalambous, by which time I'd lost all my friends in Greece. And then it's taken me another 2017. Actually, Sean was the first very active person who signed up with me. Thank you, Sean. So it's taken us another 2 years, 3 years to get to this point. But was it worth it? Absolutely worth it. Because I was working from home. I was doing something I was passionate about. It was my why. It didn't feel like work. And I knew I would do whatever it took. And if I fell down, I was going to get up. I mean, I fell down in Greece when I was building my Greek team, which I don't have anymore because our banks shut down. We had currency controls, and that was the end of me doing anything in Greece with carrot bars. And it's only people are just beginning to recover in the way that we can now spend money outside of Greece. We couldn't do it for several years. But my why was strong. So I hope, guys, your whys are strong enough, because carrot bars will give you the opportunity to make your dream come true. But not only that, you will own gold. And boy, when you learn about why we need gold, you'll be just grateful that you at least started saving in gold. So on that note, Quenna, Sean, I'll pass it on to you.
Wow. It's amazing to me. I mean, y'all, the numbers, like there's something about when you see a spreadsheet, you see the numbers, then you see, oh, okay, if I just consistently stick with this and I do this, then this is what, this is the results of what we'll have. It's a visual. Thank you so much, Shemin. And Bambos, are you still there? Like, I want you to know how much I appreciate what you did in helping us to understand the importance of the why. The why will get us through, and it helps us as leaders being able to establish that with the prospects, even to drive them to the information. Because when you force them to look at it, we learn about it, what their why is, but it forces them to say it, and then they see the need of where they can achieve it. And it's awesome, totally awesome. So what I feel like is happening today is I feel like, first of all, we have a friend. We have a new friend, Harry. We're going to be rooting for you like nobody's business. And I think what's so awesome too, y'all, is we've got a plan. And we've got that plan. And we see just with the 5 levels of duplication, the 4 levels of duplication, how that is so powerful. And our plan, our system that we have, it not only works, we don't even have to like it, y'all. We don't have to like the plan. The deal is it works, but the strength of it is that it duplicates. And where it duplicates, and then the savings plan, I mean, that's why we're here. So it's basically when I have somebody and they're wanting to open an account with carrot bars, they've got 2 options with me. Number 1, I want to know, are you only a saver? Are you only wanting to be a saver, or are you wanting to be a saver and refer other people? Those are the only 2 options. Otherwise, why even open an account? I mean, that's how strong it is for me. And but something that I want to make sure before we go, Sean, do you have like anything that you want to say as far as clearing up any confusion? The gold savings and the classic cards, that brings that monthly residual that Shemin was showing us on that spreadsheet. And we don't necessarily get that with with cash gold. So I want to clarify that, because it's through the classic cards that also the auto exchange, which all of my leaders, my organization, especially through the 90-day run, you set that auto exchange, you do it either a week or a month. Is there any thoughts that you have? Because I know this is, some confusion and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely relevant to end the call with this reminder, guys. And honestly, everybody, the number of people that don't have their auto exchange switched on in this project is the biggest travesty, actually, of the whole thing. And it's the e-commerce platform that has a affiliate-based arm to it, is basically what carrot bars is at its fundamental. Its whole purpose is to put gold into the hands of ordinary people. Okay? Now, nobody's going to get rich fast saving small grams of gold. All right. But it's not about how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. And that basically means the purchasing power into your future. You've got to put yourself 5, 10, 15 years into your future. Okay. And once you understand that, then you'll understand the reason we hold physical gold. And that manifests as classic gold. It's your legacy, it's your wealth insurance, it's your peace of mind, it's your security, it's in your hand. If anything happens to carat bars, you've got it in your hand. Okay? It's very, very important. So that's the main reason for holding it, but there's an absolutely equally powerful reason that it creates cash flow in the business, not just for carat bars, but for everybody who's part of the system. And the beautiful thing is, it's cash flow created from people owning money. So you're owning the security I've just described. You're creating the cash flow by helping other people do the same. It duplicates. And I cannot think, I mean, one of the main reasons I'm involved with this, Quenna, and Shemin knows this, is we saw this coming years ago. What's happened in the world over the past few months was going to happen anyway. The coronavirus and everything around it has just made it happen faster. If you understand your monetary history and the reasons that fiat systems go through epochs, and the reason that 2008 was actually the big signal, then you'll understand what it is to immediately put yourself in a position of owning your own financial destiny, not being 100% reliant on anybody else. And owning physical gold is an absolute principle to the foundation of that. So Shemin's done a great job there demonstrating exactly what that can look like if we're out there helping others understand the premise I've just been talking about. But what you need to separate is the classic gold from cash gold. Because cash gold, so look at classic gold as your legacy, it's your security, it's your insurance. Look at cash gold as your leverage. It's you powering your ability to leverage, because you can convert cash gold to Unival. You can hold cash gold as physical, you can have it delivered from your carat bars back office anytime you want. But what we teach is to accrue small amounts of cash gold daily, load it into your carat pay daily, because that triggers then the 8 weeks that allows you then to have financial choices in carat bit to then maneuver, not just between other asset classes, and there's a number of them in there, but most importantly, it's not just about holding gold so it protects your purchasing power or hoping gold continues to increase against fiat value, because we don't know what the fiat system will turn into over the coming years. So you don't just rely on that. What you do is you put your assets to work on vehicles that give the world value. And we touched on that in the middle of this call. You're putting them into vehicles that create value in the world. It can be something as sophisticated as a voice over blockchain smartphone. It can be as something as simple as providing a reward for you allowing carat bars to trade your gold out of Hong Kong. It can be a trader. It can be a subscription. It can be the use of K-Merchant. It can be a KBC Life. Where we use KBC to actually live life. It can be the big picture now Harold's brought to us, which is the ability to give them permission to use our gold to create 0.02% on each of those univals in the world. Mm-hmm. That's what's called putting your assets to work. And that's what cash gold is the gateway to. Okay, so they're both gold, but they have two very different purposes. But do not underestimate what Shemin has demonstrated today, especially in this climate, Quenna.
Absolutely. I am so thankful that what we've had today has been going this route. We've never had it before. And, you know, I'm just so thankful that Shemin, Sean, Bambos, I mean, I'm so happy and thankful that this coffee session could be as quality as it's been, and I hope that you all have found value in it. We did record today. It will be up on my YouTube channel later today, Coffee with Quenna and Friends, and you can grab it there. You can share it. My goodness, you know, let's go and make a difference in the world for sure, and in our own lives by saving gold. We know that that's awesome, but more importantly, even knowing what your why is and digging into it deeper so that it drives you to do these things that will make you change. And for one time in your life, you can make a huge difference in your life and in your family's life and in your grandkids' life, and your, you know, for generation after generation after generation of financial legacy. And this is awesome. And I thank you so much, Shemin. Thank you, Bambos. Thank you, Shine. And next week, guys, we'll see you again at the same time, same station. Here in just a few minutes, we've got the ACES Leadership Bootcamp that's going to be going on with Dr. Greg Geary. You don't want to miss that. And then Monday night, don't miss the team huddle call, or the staff meeting is what we call it on my team. And we'll be seeing you soon. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Easter weekend, and it's going to be amazing. So thank you so much, guys. See ya.